All right, Meow. Hope everyone is doing well on this Monday, that you had a good weekend. It's been a little hectic in real life for me and my family, but I'm relieved that it's not been as bad as it could be and that I was able to stream today. I'll be able to stream tomorrow. I'll have stream Wednesday, stream on Thursday. I will still do it because I know there's people who watch this that aren't from America, so it's not a big deal that America has a holiday. And then Friday I'll be off as usual. We did some expanding of the arena for Wall of Flesh. I think we'll be good to go this time. I have a firearm I can use for it. That's gonna be the let's find that slug thrower. I just have to figure out where I put it. It might be in my storage somewhere else. I also forgot I have to actually grab chat since it doesn't always pop up like it used to. Let's see. Very good. Okay, so initially we were going to try to use the mycelial claws because they're similar to another weapon that does really good single target. The downside is you have to be close in, right? But due to what the Wall of Flesh has, aka the knockback and multiple elements that do damage to you, I wasn't really able to do enough damage to outpace the incoming damage. Okay. I gotta remember where I actually put the slug thrower because that's the weapon I need to use for the boss. Actually, now that I think about it, it's called gunk shot, not slug thrower. It actually might be on my other character. I will check that shortly. This is the armor set we're going to be using because we're committing to ranged instead of melee. Okay, I might have gunk shot on the other character. We're gonna grab the nuggets because it's food item, it gives a buff. Buff is always handy. After this, we will be in hard mode, which really ramps up the difficulty. There will be new events. Events will have more mobs and item drops than they could before. So for example, if I needed the shark tooth necklace, because there's less things that can drop from the enemies, like the loot table in a pre-hard mode Blood Moon has less. If one wanted to get the shark tooth amulet, they would farm a non-hard mode one. But then hard mode has more enemies, more drops, etc. Then you have things like the solar eclipse. There's a lot more progression behind hard mode. So I don't have gunk shot. I think that's what it is. For some reason I keep calling it a slug thrower. It's not that. So I'll check my other character. Maybe he has it in his inventory. Then we'll pop back over to chat and we'll take down Mr. Dude Bro. Okay, so it doesn't appear to be in this inventory. So that's like fun for the whole family. I have to figure out where the weapon actually went. Maybe I put it in the piggy bank. That is possible. Oh, let's see. So it's definitely not here at all. Okay, so we'll hop back to the other character. I don't want to break progression by taking a weapon from like hard mode and then kill the boss that way, you know. Okay, so maybe it's in here. Okay, now I get to check all the boxes and figure out where I put my gunk shot. It's basically a shotgun. And it's one of the better ones for this. Like when you pull up the guide, it's like, oh, for ranged, use gunk shot. And it's like, okay, I will do that. So now I gotta figure out where it actually is, because for some reason I'm not seeing it. And I mean, I can get another one. I just don't know where it went, which is why it's like, bruh. Okay. HQ, hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. I was lurking you playing Freddy the Fish the other day. Hope you're doing well. I'm looking for the firearm I farmed to take down Wall of Flesh. I hope you, your cats, and your sister are doing well. Okay, let's see. Worst case scenario, I just make another gunk shot, but I would have preferred to not have needed to, you know? There it is, okay. So, we don't need that. We're basically just relying on this to do the job. We have a set of armor that gives a range set bonus, more or less. Okay. Damn it, McCoy. Your master's foot is not a bed or something like that. Gotcha. Yeah, sometimes I'll sit in a certain way and I won't realize that a part of me fell asleep until I wake up. And by wake up, I mean I stand up. And then I basically fall over because it's like, oh no. I mean, it clearly is by virtue of it being used that way, but it certainly wasn't intended to be used that way, I guess is my point. Okay, so let's see what potions we're gonna actually need for this fight. We can nix a few things that I know I'm not gonna be using. We wanna hold on to bones still. I'm actually gonna eat the pig. Maybe I get a fancy buff out of it or something. Oh no. It's okay. Now he's gonna chill in the base, and when I can kill him. I don't know what proprioception is, and I'm too lazy to Google it. But thank you, I do appreciate that. Okay, so I think I can only have one summon of the two. I'm gonna try it without any summons, and I'm gonna see if we can get by with just gunk shot. All right, let's see. We're sticking to normal musket balls. If this isn't enough damage, then we will 100% use a custom ammo, which will do more. Yeah, no problem. That is funny that Freddy the Fish made your brain do something different. I feel like when I saw you playing Freddy the Fish, it was very much nostalgia. This is super familiar, but I don't know why I remember it. Maybe it was like a big thing when I was a kid in like school or something. Okay, so now we want to grab one voodoo doll. We want to throw him away to summon the boss. I got to figure out where I was going to start. Probably here. We don't have the keys yet. I think I can make keys, or I can bring them in from another character. So this will more or less be the second attempt, since the first attempt did not go well. I am worried about the rate of fire for this thing, insofar as it doesn't have a high rate of fire, and I don't know if it'll do enough damage. Okay, let's see. There we go. Oh, come on, did it not? Huh. What's the deal? Let's see. Let's try throwing another one. That's weird that it didn't want to cooperate. Huh. Interesting. So maybe I don't have a guide alive, and that's why it's not wanting to proc. Let's see. Well, that's awkward as hell. Okay, so let's go back to the base and see why it's not spawning. If I don't have a guide, I know it won't show up, but I could have sworn I had a guide. Okay, let's see. Let's check the NPCs. Huh. So I don't have a guide, and that is why he's not showing up. So what we need to do is we need to build another house just so he will show up. Then we'll sacrifice him to the gods, because of course we will. Okay, let me read this. Oh, okay. Okay, so I think the reason why I don't have a guide, I don't have an available house for him to be in, so he hasn't come back from being dead, I guess is my point. Proprioception. Oh, okay, so I know what proprioception is, but A, I didn't remember what it was, and B, very good. Oh, really? I always thought it was Freddy the Fish. So yeah, let's carve out another house, and then he'll be able to show up. Yeah, I was like, wait a second, that's weird, but we'll be fine. Okay. This will take a minute. I apologize for the delay. Let's see. Okay. So, HQ, what have you been up to today? How are you and the fam doing? Alright, let's make the bare necessities, because I don't care about the comfort of the people in the house. All I care about is that it technically is a house, and that's all they need to live there. They don't get nice things. This is also going to be a slight annoyance because I only have palm wood instead of normal wood. I guess the guide gets to live in a nice little like tropical house instead of the usual stuff. All right, let's see. Okay, I have to, it's not mental math, I more or less have to eyeball it to make sure I'm actually able to space it correctly, otherwise it won't count as a dwelling. So it's like 1, 2, like 4 maybe? I think that's okay. Okay. Yep, that's still fine. So then we want... I mean, I still need to make this wall, but I think we'll be okay otherwise for now. Chair. Wall. Please actually be enough. Light source, yep, okay. So now the guide will ideally show up. Okay. Oh, right, you teach piano, right? Or, wait, no. English as a second language, I think. Shoveled some turds, that seems unfortunate. Piku Niku, I don't know what that is, but I'm glad you're having a good time with it. Yes, the second thing? Okay, awesome. So now, ideally, the guide will show up. That being said, I have to wait for him to show up before I can actually do anything with the boss. So that'll give me time to sort my inventory a bit. Okay. No. Quick stack. Trying to think what else counts as food for this. I'll hold on to the nugget because it's gonna... the time is gonna fall off, sadly. So then I'll need to reapply it. I thought the boss would just show up right away. I did not account on my dude bro not actually being here. Okay. I appreciate you stopping by. Enjoy your foot falling asleep thanks to McCoy. And specifically your right buttock and not your left. And I appreciate the lurk. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna hoard these because I do need to start making a graveyard biome. Just not yet. I'm also gonna make the silver ore into bullets, I think. Because once... that'll actually do reasonable more damage. But we still have to wait for the actual guide to show up, which is super annoying that we're being held up by someone who... he's like, I see you're trying to fight the wall of flesh. I'm gonna not show up because I'm an ass. Okay, let's see what else can I put away in here. We can turn those into the other stars, which increase max mana, and then once that's capped out, we can use them as ammo, or we can use... oh, okay, so I am capped out. Or we can use them as a light sources that also give a bonus to mana regen if you're in the area. They're basically a mana version of the, what's it called? Of the heart lanterns. Okay. Okay, so I do need to build at least one more house because I had one spare NPC that didn't have a home. And as soon as a new home opened up, he was like, I'm gonna steal your home. So that's annoying, but we can make it work. All right. Like, I remember when I built this, I more or less had like a surplus of housing because I knew once I did certain stuff, more NPCs would show up. But it seems I've consumed the surplus and now I gotta actually add more just so the guy can show up. This would be something where I really wish I could kill NPCs I didn't care about, like the slime or the bartender, because I don't really care about doing the old one event right now. I just want to like transition right away into hard mode so I can continue playing the game. All right, let's see. Let's make... we'll do at least 2 so I don't have to do it again. All right, chair. Okay, throw that away. Okay. Yeah, we can nix that for now. Let's go back to applying stone. Beep. Oh yeah, that's right, I have a mount, but it's not flying, so it's not as good as the other one. Not yet, at least. There we go. So yeah, it needs to stay as a door, provided I figure out where it actually went. Oh, that's right, because that was gonna be the end. That's why there's not a door. All right. All right. So that needs to be door. This needs to be... I think it's like this. Kind of. I mean, it's definitely not gonna be any form of, oh, it needs to be here because all the other ones are here. It's more of a any port in a storm. Yep, that's fine. Now I just need the guy to show up. Let's make sure there's no other NPCs floating around without a home. Okay, okay. Alright, we're gonna continue making another one. Just so I have a second one as backup in case another NPC shows up that, you know, isn't who I need for what I'm trying to do. Like, I don't need the painter. I don't need the golfer. I don't need the tavern guy. I don't need at least 2 more. So that's like 5 slots I could have. But instead the game's like, no, we're gonna be here and you can't kill us. So it's like, I think that'll be enough for now. Okay. There we go. We will need to make more wall, it looks like. Gonna need at least 1 more door. And another... No, we have a table. Okay, we're good. Okay, move those there. This. Door. Need to eyeball it again. Okay, so... Maybe? Let's see. Is this still suitable? Yes, okay, good. That's what we need to make sure. And, okay, good. So now, to my understanding, there it is, the guy showed up. So that was a quick detour, not what I expected I would have to do, but now we can go back to, what's it called? Killing the wall of flesh. All right, we'll reapply nugget. We'll split 1 voodoo doll. I totally forgot to do that earlier. That's fine. All right. Now I think we'll be okay. I won't say no to free damage, but it's probably not going to be very strong. Also, that's a mimic, and I don't want to mess with that. Ah, that is weird. Alright, yeah, I'm not going to mess with that. Alright, so guide voodoo doll. Let's go wall of flesh. Alright, here's hoping we actually have the damage. I mean, this is better, but it definitely doesn't feel like I have enough damage either. So I might have to change some more things in the build. The hungry are an issue because they constantly will drain flesh. Well, they'll drain health, so it'll be contact damage plus draining health. Yeah, this seems doable, but I definitely wish I had more damage. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not strong enough to be able to farm this yet, I don't think. But we are getting there, which is what matters. And I'm not really taking a lot of damage. But I do feel like I'm gonna be running out of space way too soon. Okay. And I do more damage up close, so technically I can be doing this. But the contact damage is not ideal. Yeah. Oh, I don't have any potions on me. That's very awkward. Alright. Technically we did it, but that was not a long enough platform. We are officially in hard mode, so that's good. And something cool that Calamity does, instead of making it so you have to go about breaking a bunch of altars in order to spawn the ore, every time you kill Wall of Flesh, more of the hard mode ore populates the game. So that's really cool. So first off, we don't need that. Not bad, but I'm not a rogue, so I'm not super excited about a rogue emblem. We are gonna keep the platform because we definitely need more platforms still. Okay, let's see. We're gonna leave that there for now. Yeah, we do need to add more platform. Quite a bit, it would seem. But yeah, so now we're in hard mode, which means a lot more enemies, harder enemies, more bosses, mechanical. In vanilla, it would be mechanical versions of the vanilla bosses. So the twins, a mechanized version of Skeletron, and then a mechanized version of the worm guy. Okay, let's see. And then since it does add new bosses, there's a bunch of new bosses. So that's gonna have to be dealt with shortly. I just want to make the platform longer because I definitely don't have the ability to farm Wall of Flesh yet. I'm gonna need more damage, more platform, all those things. Okay, let's see. What can I get away with throwing away? We'll do that. Trying to make room. I don't want to have to go all the way back just yet. I can blow up some stuff here. Make some more room, you know? Okay. Whee! Get me out of here. I didn't do anything. I also could catch the magma snail, but I'm not overly keen on doing fishing. Not yet, at least. In order to actually fish well, it feels like you need a lot of stuff to make it not suck. So that's why I'm not going out of my way to be like, oh yeah, man, let's do some fishing. You need like, there's a really difficult accessory build that will give you fishing buffs. Then you actually need to make a halfway decent fishing rod. Then you need the right bait, and it's just, it takes a lot of time. And as of now, it's not something I'm super keen on doing. All right. Bone serpent. And then I needed this for a recipe, I believe. Okay. I think I might also need more bonfires. Yes, exactly. I absolutely need the pwn hammer. And I was wrong. I thought it was Wall of Flesh, but it's mechanical bosses to make the world be more populated with the hard mode war. Okay, so now, just because that's easier than using a recall potion, we need to put some stuff away. All right. That's the bandit lady. That's a new NPC that was added because there's a rogue class in the game now, which is pretty cool. We're gonna try to think what I know I can get rid of, right? Okay. I actually don't think it's good, so we're gonna get rid of that. And even if it was good, I can always get more by farming that boss. So we hold on to Pwn Hammer. I think I do need to hold on to these. I'm gonna hold on to Fungicide because I know it's using something later on. This is a rogue weapon. I'm not super keen on being a rogue, so I'm probably not gonna be bothering. I can always... Well, that's not true. I think I want to keep one of all the things that can drop from it. That way it's not like, oh man, I really wish I had kept X, Y, or Z, you know? Alright, let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything that really speaks to me. That's fine. That's fine. Those are basically damage reduction and regen. Mobility, more mobility. We are gonna stick with the Unreal Gunk Shot. Now let's actually look at what does hard mode progression look like, because it's been a minute. We'll also look at some Pallas cats after that because they are adorable. Okay. So hard mode prep. I mean, it's too late now because we're already in hard mode, but yep, we got that. I'm gonna need to start destroying altars for Souls of Night. I need to fight at least one mechanical boss. Due to how difficult the Skeletron boss is, normally I kill the twins and the other mechanical boss. Then once I have as good gear as I can realistically get, then we go after Skeletron. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we could go to the Sunken Sea. Life Fruits, okay. We can go to the Brimstone Crag, which is basically to the right of the Hell area. Queen of Slime, so we basically have to find the Hallowed area. Okay. Aquatic Scourge, so we're not there yet. I'm trying to see what we can do right away. Alright, let's see. Okay, so realistically, I'm gonna start cracking altars to get Souls of Night. I'm going to look for how I'm getting Fab Souls Vodka. Eli Hirschman, thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. We just beat Wall of Flesh in Terraria Calamity, and now I'm looking up on the wiki of Calamity to see what we're doing regarding progression in hard mode. So it can be crafted, but as of now, I don't have all the stuff I need for it. So I think what's gonna... if that's a joke, it's lost on me. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you've had a good Monday so far. It's not going bad here. Also, after I see what we need to do in the beginning of hard mode, we'll be looking at some Pallas cats. because they're absolutely adorable. So realistically, crack altars to get Souls of Night. Start messing around with looking for the hollowed biome. Look at Underground Sea because there's new things that can drop from it. And I'm gonna want to eventually get enough gear to be able to farm the Wall of Flesh for money and certain items that it drops. And then get better armor and weapons because the gunk shot, it's a shotgun and it did its job. But I ran out of space, and that was not ideal. All right, let's see. Let us look at armor. We were using arrow spec armor because we built it for the range bonus. I'm aware of code/coding being programming. I just didn't know how you came to that conclusion. That's wholly understandable. Maybe you need better programmer socks so you're less overworked. Okay, so hard mode. Mollusk armor is not bad, but it's really gonna nerf my mobility. Titan armor, as of now, we're not a rogue. Daedalus armor doesn't look bad. Yeah, it's a bit of a meme of long striped socks that would typically be used by women. Some people who code, they use them and they're called programmer socks. Okay, A. Lee, gotcha. Okay, so we'll go with A. Lee, but it's a bit of a meme within the LGBTQ and femboy community that it's like, oh, you're a programmer? Well, here's your starter kit. Cute little collar, cute little skirt, striped programming socks. Okay, so let's see if we can actually make Daedalus armor yet. Okay, so no. Realistically, we're gonna be... We're gonna be stuck with our arrow spec armor for now. Yeah, it's a bit of a thing. All right, so let's see. What about weapons? Yeah, it very much is. Okay. Etch. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. It's HQ and Ailey. Let's see. The problem with when I look at hard mode weapons, hard mode is very like long. So it's like, oh man, this hard mode weapon, and it's like, oh, that's right, I need to kill 1,000,000 bosses. So it's not Ailey, it's Lee. Oh, okay. Lee? Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, the EH, that's the Canadian A. That's why it's an A sound to me. Okay, let's see. So, I've looked at a lot of these. I'm trying to figure out which ones I can actually use. Okay, we don't have access to that yet. No, I think I remember that one, and it was a pain. Samila. Is it actually Samila or is it Samela? Because I've probably been saying it wrong the whole time. I also do like Samalama Ding Dong. That's pretty good. So I think what it's going to come down to is A, Pallas cats, and B, there's no like direct upgrades that we can do currently. However, we have more Pallas cat photos. This is going to be a Bull of Nasu Animal Kingdom taken this week, in fact. We love that. He's looking very handsome. He's got the peats. He's got the round head. He's got the nose, looking very adorable. I hope you're doing well, Samila. Thank you for stopping by. More bull, Nasu Animal Kingdom in Japan with Polly, whereas you have Nar and his family, they live at the Kobe Animal Kingdom. The nose is looking a lot pinker in this. He has a very intense gaze. He's a very serious man. You can also see the orange coming through with his fur. Very handsome. Some of them also have very distinct like markings. I think one of the Pallas cats that was born this year, either Taru or Nagomu, it looks like they have a letter on their forehead, and that's kind of how you can tell which ones are which, you know. This is Nazar at the Wroclaw Zoo. That sounds like a Polish thing, I'm not sure. I like the orange. The Peeps look large, but he also looks like he has very short legs. The amberish, greenish eyes. He's also got the dent rather than a flat, circular head. I like this one. This reminds me of when Shu was gonna hop up on like a ledge, and he's like, tiny little T-Rex arms. And he's got a very nice large tail relative to the rest of his body. Truly some of God's finest beasts. Alright. So, alright. Let's put some of these things away. And we'll go back to what we were doing. Oh, absolutely. 10 out of 10 wood pet. Eight. Good night, Hirschman. I'm just gonna go with that because I'm gonna keep saying Ailey and Ellie wrong until someone reminds me, and even then it's not gonna stick. Thank you for the lurk. It's very appreciated. I hope you sleep well. And may you have a good Tuesday if it isn't already Tuesday for you. Okay, so let's see what we can actually start putting away. I do need to hold on to this. We don't have an extractinator yet, so I'm not going out of my way to get more of that. We're gonna hold on to voodoo dolls because we can throw those away to farm the boss whenever we need to. Technically a reagent. I'm just gonna put them here. I need to die a bunch in a video game, then I'll be able to have a graveyard biome. But you need, I think, like 13 gravestones. So I'm not super keen on doing that yet. Okay, we will keep one of the staves. I'm gonna hold on to some cursed flame in case I actually end up going into the, what's it called? The corruption biome. Cursed flame makes really good bullets. They're called Ichor bullets, and they apply a unique status effect, which does damage over time. Very handy, in my opinion, compared to the crimson biome, which is why I usually go out of my way to get the corruption biome. And if I'm gonna go into the underground sea, I absolutely want to grab some of the water accessories. Okay, quick stack that. We'll grab a mining potion. Gonna grab black and white pearls since they will come from that area. Okay, I don't need a bunch of Demon's Sigh because it turns out I already have like one of them, so I don't have to be like, oh man, I really need to hold on to more of these, you know? Okay. We will hold on to that. We're gonna put this away. We're holding on to that as well. I'm not a rogue, so we're not gonna bother with that. Same thing with this one. Gonna put the fungicide away for now. We are gonna grab the potions because they need to go in the consumable box anyways. Okay, I think that's fine. Bamboo can actually be made into a potion, I think. So we're gonna put that away for now. I don't need water candle yet. Okay, we can hold on to that. Let's see. Let's vendor a few things. Also, explosive powder, so we can make different bullets, I think. We are gonna hold on to Carnage, but we're probably not gonna end up using it. Let's see what else. So, Samila, what have you been up to? Have you been doing well? Do you have anything to look forward to this week? Okay, good. I have to go to the dentist tomorrow. A family member had surgery on, I think, last week, and it's been a bit of a time for them to recover. They got out of it fine, but they definitely had some complications regarding anesthetic. They're mostly good now, which is nice, but they still need to get something taken care of later this week. Okay, so we wanted to mess around with underground lake. Maybe farming some stuff down here. We can go to the right, and that'll afford us the opportunity to fight the Brimstone Crag, which is basically hell too. I think they will. There's some things that we haven't really been able to explain yet, but I don't think it's the end of the world. Alright. Lamau, you're dead. Okay, so we wanna, yes, we wanna drop down this way. We also do need to farm some of the dungeon because there's several accessories that I need from them that I don't have yet. So more or less bones, ancient dust, stuff to make the Ankh charm, which gives immunity to a bunch of things in the vanilla version of the game. And then so that's gonna be like blind, bleed, poison armor, crush, all that good stuff, you know? Like the surgery itself actually went well, but we didn't account for more or less the anesthesia lingering as long as it did and putting them in an altered mental state. And then some complications from having the catheter and all the stuff that has come with having a catheter, you know? Catheters being things that help you pee. And it's usually a tube. Okay. Alright, so I was going the right way. Ah. Alright. Acid venom, that's a totally different kind of ailment as well. And not all the new status effects that Calamity adds actually have like a thing that gives it immunity, you know? So it's definitely spoopy. Oh, I don't have any potions because I keep quick stacking. I'm stupid. So it was Ocean Crest over... I think we'll do that. Oh, Sea Serpent. Very spoopy. Don't want to fight that if I can help it. At least the underground sea has relatively soothing music, despite it being a terrifying place to be. I mean, it's not the Abyss, which is significantly worse, but yeah. All right. That's not bad, but I'm not a summoner, so I'm not gonna go out of my way to get it. Okay, let's see. I need glow sticks, but I don't have any currently. I might have to go back to base. The boss in here's a giant clam. It was buffed. Also, I do need these things because they're like shards that are used for crafting various water-based accessories. Beep. Don't want to fight that sea serpent. It has 3,000 HP. I don't think I have the damage for it. I need to be careful not to break the mine tracks as well, if I can help it. Major damage. Doink. Navy stone is technically needed to make a weapon, but I don't think it combines into something I need. So it's more or less prism shards, and that's about it that I'm looking for in here. I can fight that, I think. Haha! I'm really trying to stay focused on where the sea serpent is at all times so I know I don't accidentally run into it. It's segmented, and I think if you touch like any of it, it's gonna aggro. Okay, that's a thing. Don't want to hit that if I can help it. These guys are fine though. Oh yeah, I need to stay still so my air recovers. Lamau, you're stupid. I mean, he's not, but yeah. Okay, the boss spawned, and I'm not sure where he is yet. Ah, he's up there, okay. That's a biolab. Calamity adds labs that can have equipment and blueprints, things that are needed to make certain items. I haven't really messed with them though, in all honesty. I may need to at some point. I'm gonna try to get to the clan boss so we can farm that a bit. And if I don't have the damage, then I'll come back and I'll do something else. I was hoping to get into hard mode last stream, but we got into it this time, so that's like fine adjacent, you know? watched more true crime over the weekend. Lori Vallow had a status hearing today due to one of her victims in Arizona. I haven't finished the status hearing, but she's trying to be found ruled to be competent so she can represent herself. There's a new DA in California, and that's important because the Menendez brothers case is in California, and apparently the new DA is arguing that prior DA was only making a point to possibly get the Menendez brothers released as a stunt for re-election because he was behind like 30 points in the polls, and the new DA fired some shots being like, do you think this was a political stunt? Yeah, absolutely. If he really cared about the Menendez brothers, he could have done this before he found out he was 30 points behind in the polls. And they didn't get out. It got pushed back to January. And the reason why I'm bringing up the Menendez brothers and crime is because, yes, they did a terrible thing. They murdered their parents. And it wasn't heat of the moment. It was, this abuse has been happening and we want to kill them because we don't want it to happen anymore. And that's murder. But they've been in there for like 30 years. From the get-go, they were told they're never getting out, and they've been busting their hump, doing like rehabilitation, working with other prisoners, etc. And family members of the victims and such are pretty much all on board with letting the Menendez brothers out. But new DA is like, well, I don't agree. And it was a re-election stunt, and he lost anyways, so I'm not gonna agree with this. And it feels very political, and I hate that for the Menendez brothers because while they did a terrible thing, this was also like 30 years ago. So I don't like that them being thrown in prison is an injustice, and then this injustice is being further weaponized by the criminal justice system. Okay, so let's go deal with that boss. I don't need to kill that. Okay, giant clam. I hope we do enough damage. If we don't, I might have to change up how I do this. Okay, let's see. We'll go with this. Just so we have a minion. Ow. I do need Mollusk Husk, but it mostly makes like mollusk armor, which is gonna make you really slow, but pretty tanky. And then something else that I don't really need right now. Okay, so I mean, that's not bad, but when he starts jumping, it's gonna be major damage, you know? Like that. So yeah, not ideal. And I managed to aggro the sea serpent. Yeah, that's not happening. Okay, so I'll have to come back to farm the giant clam when I have better gear. That's okay. At least now we know that that is very much not in the cards for us. All right, so what do we do instead? Okay. Oh, I could fight the queen bee. I didn't fight her yet, so it wouldn't hurt to fight her. Let me at least grab some potions from down below. Not those. These ones, yes. Okay, good. Actually, you know what? I think we're gonna go to the, we're gonna try out the Brimstone Crag and see how it goes, which is basically Hell 2.0. Last time when I played this, I actually skipped the Brimstone Crag, and I came back like much later. So I don't know how hard Brimstone Crag is gonna be in relation to doing it like early into hard mode rather than like post Plantera. let's see how this plays out for us. It might be too hard and I might have to do other stuff. Another reason why I'm not using fancy ammo is because this uses a lot of ammo. Ah, Lamau. Also, it's kind of funny and a bit of a nod. There's an NPC in here called the Taxpayer, and he'll, the Taxman, and he'll spawn in hell. Something about taxes being evil, big fan. Because taxation is theft, as you know. Oh, that needs to go. I do need that. Okay, we'll do that. Yoink. Ah, knockback. There we go. I need to space them out long enough so no matter what on this platform I always have the health bonus. That's Ash, we don't really care. Beep. Not a fan. And then when I get to the Brimstone Crag, I'll also need a platform. Oh, okay. Beep. There we go. Sadly, I don't think I have access to the actual knockback immunity unless I like nuke my armor and use a really bad armor set. Or I think it's specifically the Ankh shield. So it's gonna be a minute. And I believe the actual Ankh shield requires cobalt, which is an ore from hard mode that I don't think I have access to yet. Okay. Maybe this will be enough. I mean, that's not bad. If I had the lava net, I could absolutely catch those. Okay, let's see. Being immune to lava is pretty nice. I mean, if I fall in, I still have like 7 seconds to get out as well. The music will change as soon as I get in the Brimstone. It actually sounds like something out of a James Bond movie. Like, they always have some stylish song for the intro. I could also, I think, farm Meteorite, because Meteorite will give me some stuff I need, but at the same time, Meteorite is usually for like casters, and I'm not exactly a caster. I think one of these things is an altar, but I'm not ready to fight that boss. Yeah, the Essence of Havoc are useful. So I will want to make a platform, and I will want to make a, I will want to put a water candle down here, so I can actually farm some of the enemies for the Essence of Havoc. Havoc being one of the new elements that they added, because in vanilla it's like Souls of Light, Souls of Night, Essence of Might, Flying, and 2 other ones that I'm forgetting. So there's already like precedence for a quote-unquote essence of X, Y, and Z, you know? Oh, excuse me. All right. That's not pleasant. Let's not get hit by that ideally. Yeah, I'm gonna switch over to an actual melee set. This is gonna do more damage than that. I also need to actually get rid of this tree, bone tree, because it's in the way. Alright. I don't think I can mine the ore here yet. I'm pretty sure I need a much better item to actually mine it. So the only thing we'll really be able to get here is gonna be the Essence of Havoc. Though it is gonna be a pain to farm it with the still not being immune to knockback. I might actually go out of my way to see when I get knockback immunity, just so I can stop being constantly thrown around by, like, a bat. Let's also chop this down. Same thing here. It also does upgrade the axe I'm using. It does upgrade into something. So at some point I am absolutely gonna want to be upgrading that. Just not yet, because I don't think I have what I need to upgrade it. I also like that those despair stones, the thing that are following me, they make a buzzsaw noise. It's very satisfying to listen to. Obviously not when they're hitting me, but I'm also gonna see if there's anything I can actually make out of Essence of Havoc yet, or if I need something else to do so. I'm pretty sure I need more than one thing. Okay, let's see. Beep. We'll put a bonfire in what feels like the middle. Like so. Let's actually look this one up, because I don't know. Essence of Havoc. Ah, more Nazar. Very adorable. Very pink nose. I like the detail of the bluish green in the eye. He's got the dent, much like Gnar and Lev and any cat within that bloodline. I'm sure there's more than one bloodline that has the dent, but not all Pallas cats have that dent at the top of their head. Okay, Essence of Havoc. What do I need to make with it? Okay, so I would need Essence of Elaeum, which is ice. Okay, so that's 2. Essence of Night we can get. That's not a big deal. We don't have access to Cobalt yet. What is Roxcalibur? Let's see. Ah, okay. It's neat, but I don't think I want to use it because it's a weird, like, charge weapon, you know? I want weapons that are relatively simple to use. Okay, let's see. Okay, I mean, that's neat. I just don't know if I care yet. So we're gonna keep looking at things that can be made with Essence of Havoc, and that's gonna determine what I do. That's not bad, but I'd have to be above 75% at all times. So that might be difficult to maintain. Hellfire Treads. Oh, okay. That's an alternate route to get those if you needed it. When am I getting Axe of Purity? Axe of Purity is... Oh, wait, let's see. Okay. So... I would have to find a hollowed biome, ideally on the surface. Actually, no. Doesn't have to be on the surface. The surface is if you want unicorns. So if we can find a hallowed biome, we can upgrade the Feller to Axe of Purity. Axe of Purity, we can't do yet because I don't think we have access to Mithril or a Calcum just yet. Let me double check to see that progression though, because maybe we do have it. So that would be, let's see. Okay, so we do have access to Cobalt. We just don't have access to Mithril and Orichalcum. Okay. Cobalt ore. I need to look up Cobalt Shield, I think. Because that's the... I'm pretty sure that's the knockback one, right? Okay. They may have made it so you can... actually create it. Another thing that Calamity did was they took a lot of accessories that were only drop rate that you could craft them. So like vitamins, the bandage, armor polish, etc. So, okay, we can absolutely get Cobalt Shield. That's gonna make farming easier because I won't be constantly getting like knocked back at all times. I need to look at pickaxes because I actually need to find one that can be farmed, you know. Okay. What do I need to be able to actually which one do I need in order to farm it? Okay. Is it not gonna tell me? Okay. Molten. That's fine. So, yeah, we'll make a molten pickaxe and then I'll get Cobalt. So that's okay. I think I still have a lot of, like, Hellfire ore. So, or Hellstone, so we'll be fine. Okay. I don't know if that's enough, though. It might not be. I don't think I care about living fire. Okay, I definitely don't have enough. I am going to make the Demon Conch, though, because it lets you teleport to the underworld. So it makes a... It more or less means you don't need a Elevator, which is very cool. I am going to make some curse bullets, but I'm not going to be using them just yet because mainly I don't need to. Let's nix a few things that I know I'm not going to be using anytime soon. That's a material, so I don't want to throw it away. That's a material as well. Don't need. Don't need. Okay. Let's go grab more Hellstone. And then we'll make the one thing we need. Also, I did want to actually teleport. So we'll put the conch there for now. Nice. All right. So, priority, molten pickaxe, cobalt ore, probably going all the way up to cobalt armor, and then enough bars to make the cobalt shield so I can't get knocked back, then working my way to making the Ankh charm, which is the trinket. When combined with cobalt, you get the Ankh shield, which provides immunity to many debuffs that are normally in vanilla. I'll still have to deal with all the debuffs that Calamity adds, but it's like a big quality of life to not have to worry about a bunch of status effects, you know? Okay. It's a milestone like getting the Terra Spark boots, which give you a lot of quality of life for mobility and being able to like walk around on surfaces of water, honey, lava, not take damage from it, etc. It's very pog. That's Ash. I can't do anything with Ash right now. Ash actually looks like Silt, which is kind of annoying. But you're not gonna find Silt in Hell, so I guess it's okay. I'm a little greedy. I think I can get most of it before I die. Okay, good. Ah. Okay, that's probably enough. Oh, that's right, I'm gonna need obsidian too. I forgot you need obsidian to make the ore. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be more than enough to make a pickaxe. Okay, good. So, yep, molten pickaxe, and we basically want it to be legendary because that boosts all the stats. If money were an issue, I would probably just go with the one that's best for mining rather than anything else, rather than like all the stats being buffed, you know? That's not a material, so we don't care. I am gonna want to buy some of these because those are gonna be useful. P90 builds into something later, but I definitely don't need that yet. We're gonna grab ammo box. We need gun parts. We do need mini shark. We do need shotgun. And we do need a bunch of bullets because those are used to make the specialty bullets. Then I also need to buy the powder because powder and bullets are combined to make better ammo as well. We have at least one of these, so I'm not super concerned about that. Where is Mr. Explosion? Thank you. We'll buy... I'm broke. That's okay, though. We'll be fine. Okay. So we'll do... How do we want to play this? No, we'll just put it in ammo. That makes more sense. Okay. So empty bullet. Cursed bullet. Explosive powder. We are going to put the gun parts here. Same with the shotgun. Same with the ammo box. Okay, that's realistically fine, I think. That was all the stuff I needed. Alright, so now I have to remember cobalt, I think, is blue in this. So I'll want to use the mining potion so I can farm it faster. I'm gonna grab at least one danger sense so I don't walk into any traps accidentally. We got the mining potions. We are gonna grab a shine potion. We are gonna grab a night potion. And then spelunker potions to make ore easier to see. Quick stack. Quick stack. Quick stack. I don't need, I can farm more wood. That is not a huge problem. Trying to see if there's anything else I need to put in here before I go on our little adventure, if you will. Not reagents. Don't need more of that for now. Quick stack. This is a useful item as a light source, but I don't think I need it right now. I might have to grab another chest just so I have room. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Oh, that's right. I didn't make enough room to actually get down there. So we'll do it like this. There we go. And then we do want to put a torch back down just so we can see. And this will be more mats, realistically. All right. Keep the glow sticks. Okay, I think we're fine. So now we want to look for cobalt, and I need to figure out what level it more or less spawns in. All right. So we're looking for underground and cavern. So I need to figure out when that starts. Probably cavern rather than actual underground, because cavern is going to be deeper. Okay, so I can start at underworld and I can work my way up to cavern. That will give us a better chance of actually finding the cobalt. Yoink. Okay. There are several potions we want to pop, provided I still have them. I do, but I don't have the one I was actually looking for. Mildly annoying. That's okay though, we'll be fine. The biggest one was the Splunker. Okay. I think this is cobalt, but I'm not sure. Lead. Okay. I don't think that's cobalt, but we will find out. Pretty sure with the Splunker ore effect, it's gonna look green, similar to lead. So lead being in this biome instead of iron is very much gonna be visual false positives on what I'm actually looking for. Okay. That might be cobalt. Alright. Also, confusion is also annoying because it reverses movement. I think yet another item that I can farm will help me be immune to confusion, but I'm not sure if I have access to all the materials to make it. Also, I don't have any bombs. That is mildly annoying. Yeah, I'm pretty sure toy gun to my head, that's cobalt because it looks different than this. It could be the lighting though. Yeah, not gonna happen. All right. Lamau, you're dead. There you go. Yeah, darkness and broken armor. Being immune to armor, that's what armor crush is. Being immune to it means I don't have to worry about my, I think it's like defense is cut in half. Not ideal. I was wrong. So toy gun to my head, I would have been dead. That's why it's a toy gun, because no self-harm. Self-harm is bad. Okay, so lead. That's tin. Alright. Just slowly making our way, looking for the cobalt. Oh, it's a wizard. That's actually useful because that's another NPC that we would need. I think I do need a crystal ball, but I don't have the money. So instead, we're just gonna have nothing. But now that we found him, he'll be able to populate in a house, and that's why we had spare houses. Okay. Maybe. I don't think that's cobalt, but we'll try to get over there. We only have so many Splunker potions, so we really need to find the things, you know? VOD friends, lurkers, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying the stream. I appreciate you lurking and watching. Thank you to everyone who's come out the chat so far. As you know, Terraria to the end of this week. Then on Monday, it's going to be back to Radical Red. We're doing mono fighting. And then I'll be able to resume more crime coverage. Every Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. through 8 p.m. Eastern at the very minimum. We're also almost at affiliate, which is very pog. I appreciate everything you all have done for us to get there. Okay, let's see. Nope, that's platinum. So we still need to find cobalt. So that's lead. Very discernibly, that's lead. Silver. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Let's keep... I think that's Demonite. I'm pretty sure this is still lead. Okay. Boo. Yeah, this is Demonite ore. We don't really need Demonite ore, but I'm gonna get rid of it. And we're gonna keep looking for cobalt. Alright. That's probably, yep, that's platinum. All right, that's ruby. We do need some ruby, but we don't need a lot of it. Ah, flame trap. Awkward. Okay, that's probably all the ruby we need, but we still need to find more cobalt. We still need to find cobalt. We have not found any yet. Trying to figure out what was I getting stuck? Oh, okay, yeah. The ebon block very much blends into the background. Okay, that's lead still. And the reason why we're tunnel visioning on cobalt so hard is we want to be immune to knockback, since not having to worry about getting like thrown awry anytime an enemy touches you is going to be really nice. And since the cobalt shield builds into the Ankh charm to make the Ankh shield, I would have to make this eventually anyways, you know? I'm pretty sure that's gonna be... Okay, diamond? That's mildly disappointing. Let's see if this is actually anything. It doesn't look like cobalt though. Cobalt has that bluish tinge. I figure we may as well like get it, but yeah. Yeah, silver, okay. I'm gonna port back, and I think I'm gonna grab some explosives just to make this more efficient. Once I find them, that is. I mean, that's some, but that's definitely not enough. All right. I guess we'll just start with 11. We'll go back to the hell biome as is tradition. Platinum, lead, yes, Magica, it is indeed Terraria. I hope you're doing well. It's Calamity Mod. We beat Wall of Flesh. I'm more or less looking for cobalt so I can progress. What class am I? Right now, I'm not any class because I've only been able to kill the Wall of Flesh once, and it gave me a rogue emblem. Most of the time, I play ranged because chlorophyte bullets go, brrr. However, I normally go ranged. I'm still at a point where I'm using whatever I have as the strongest. I recognize that Summoner has some good bonuses, but bosses will strictly ignore summons at times, so that doesn't really help me. And yeah, I've almost beaten Calamity entirely. I was at the point where I had to beat like the 3 Elder Gods, and then you have to do like the Dark Witch Calamitous but I haven't done that on stream before, so I decided to use Calamity as a palate cleanser. I hope you're doing well, Magica. What have you been up to? And yeah, range definitely feels like the way to go. Not being hit is a great way to have defense. Okay, so we're gonna go to the elevator, and I'm gonna hope we can find some cobalt ore. Because I started down in the underworld, and I was digging up, but I kept running into lead. And not cobalt. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, there's some cobalt. Hell yeah. So we'll absolutely go for this. Let's also use the potion so I can actually see better. Very good. Yeah, like most of the time, getting a high rate of fire weapon and chlorophyte bullets trivializes having to aim, but sometimes that doesn't do enough damage. So then you have to actually grab a weapon that you do need to aim for, mainly because you have the damage for it. We're getting cobalt, so we can have cobalt shield. Cobalt shield will let us not be affected by knockback. Then we're gonna farm up everything to make the Ankh Charm, combine Ankh Charm into Ankh Shield. Then we'll start farming a bunch of other stuff that we need. Okay. That makes sense. I hope you're able to get off early for good grades. Alright, let's see. Lead. I really regret that this world has lead, because lead is bluish, and it looks like cobalt. Okay. And I'm only playing on classic, so I'm definitely not a tryhard. Okay. More cobalt. Where are you? Lead. One piece of cobalt. What a tease. Yeah, that makes sense. I remember having good attendance and or good something else in college and being able to skip finals. It was kind of nice. Okay. Let's see if there's any cobalt down in here. So much of it is blue. It's like all shades of blues and gray. Okay. No. Ah, that is... I hate that for you. That is unpleasant. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. More platinum. Platinum. Maybe I'll find a mine. Oh boy, Blood Moon. I am definitely not ready for a hard mode Blood Moon, so I'm legit skipping it. Alright. We're gonna go sideways for a bit until we find cobalt. Alright. Sand. No, silt, even better. If we ever find an extractinator, that'll help with money. Problem is we haven't found one yet. Have you been playing any Pokemon, Magica? Or are you just really like tunnel visioning on school? Okay, Palladium ore. We can definitely do something with that. I know I need cobalt because I need to be able to make the shield, you know? If I find Shimmer, maybe I can turn Palladium into something else? Okay. Of course, the one I don't need, we have a lot of. Okay, let me read this. Okay, awesome. I love that for you. I'm glad you're enjoying Genshin, the Hoyoverse, HSR, all that good stuff. I hope you're having fun with the tryharding and Showdown. And that all sounds great, you know? I'm aware of the Hoyoverse, and I've made a choice not to play any of their games. But I'm glad you're having fun with it, because that's ultimately what matters. Yeah, I can definitely understand that. I mean, after all, Incineroar has been in Worlds 4 times, so there's clearly a reason why people use Incineroar. Alright. Lead, very boo, not a fan. Okay, what else? Cobalt, hell yeah. Yeah, I tend not to play PvP, and what you're telling me about involving tryharding Showdown, it kind of reinforces my experience there. I only need 5 bars, so there's a very real chance I have enough to make the shield. Also, it's a blood moon. I'm trying to ignore it. That might not work now that I'm above the surface. Okay. Okay, Cobalt Shield, no knockback for me. Hell yeah, we're gonna ignore the Blood Moon completely, because I'm definitely not ready for it. Yeah, I mean, being able to like have a poker face in person is important. I don't know how well you can have like a poker face in Showdown and not be able to telegraph like what you're doing to your opponent. That ties into the whole being read like a book, you know? Okay, so we have this, that's important. Now we need to start looking at making the, what's it called? Making the Ankh Charm. Also, more Pallas cats, very adorable. If you haven't been on the stream for a minute, Monolization, the people behind Monolization, they have a website that has a bunch of Pallas cat stuff. Videos, zoos, photographs, etc. This is Zelenin Gorsk. He's absolutely handsome, 10 out of 10 wood pet. Nazar at the Roclaw Zoo. He looks hella hungry. He's probably gonna eat someone. Very fluffy. Love the orange. You can see the orange in his peats. More Nazar. Very pink nose. Super cute. Big fan. Well, on the upside, at least I can't be knocked back anymore. That's a pretty big deal. So let's go back to Calamity. No. Vanilla item recipes. So I can get alchemy table, but I think I have to go to the dungeon to get the alchemy table unless I want to bring it in from another world. So I need to write down some of the things we need. Let's see. Okay, we need I don't like how invasive the anti-cheat is for Genshin and all Hoyoverse games, especially since the drivers that are required in the game have been compromised at least once on the back end, and a lot of people's info got invaded. I absolutely do not care for that. I'm not against gacha. In fact, I play 4 gacha games as it is, but I really don't like invasive anti-cheat in any game, especially when the only reason why the anti-cheat exists is because they want to protect their monetization. Okay, so vitamins, armor polish. What else do we need? We already have bandage. That's fine. Beozor. I need stinger, which means going to the jungle. We already have blindfold, so that's good. We already have cobalt shield. Fast clock, I'm not going to be able to make yet because I don't have the NPC. Yes, but here's the thing. It reads everything on your computer at all times. It's constantly scanning. It boots up before your operating system, and I don't want to play any game enough to have that happen. I don't trust my own government to look out for me. I don't trust a corporation that is a puppet of the Chinese government due to how all companies in China have to have a CCP representative on the board. And I've already seen bad acts by my own country and companies that are founded in the US. I don't want anything enough for that. Okay. Yeah, it's a problem. And I mean it's sadly that way with any quote unquote ring 0 kernel anti-cheat. Because in order for the anti-cheat to function, it basically has to boot up right away before anything else. Because you could have something boot up and be active before the anti-cheat goes into effect. And then there were also tons of false positives where it was like, oh, you have Razer Synapse, or oh, you have Overwolf, or oh, you have G-Hub, or oh, you have Corsair, and it was getting people banned because the anti-cheat was detecting it as an unauthorized program. And the same thing still happened with like when Destiny 2 went live. I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna do what you want, and I love that for you. But I have several practical and moral reasons why I don't want to play a lot of live service games that are very predatory in their business practices. And yes, I agree with the argument that they probably already have all my info anyways, but I still don't want to make it easy. I don't want to make it easier to facilitate that. Alright, so we already did ice skates. Megaphone is another thing we need, and I need to get wire, I think, from the mechanic. I don't know if I have the mechanic yet. So, let's see. We can check when we get back to base. We can make Nazar, that's more or less a non-issue. Okay. I don't really need metal detector. I don't need pocket mirror right now. Trifold map. I can get Soul of Night relatively easily. It's the Soul of Light that's going to be a pain to get. Because I still haven't found a hallowed biome yet. Okay. So I can make a good bit of these. The hard ones are gonna be the fast clock and the megaphone and the Beozar, because I have to go into the jungle and get stingers from enemies, and that's gonna be painful. Okay. Yeah, wire is from... Okay, off to the dungeon because I need the mechanic that will enable several things I want to do. All right. And I mean, I don't fault you for not reading terms of service. Most people, myself included, probably haven't at some point in my life. And it also doesn't help that the people who craft terms of service for things make them as difficult to read as possible on purpose. It's super annoying. So yeah, we need to find the dungeon so I can unbind the mechanic, and that will help me to get some of the things I know we need. Okay. I also don't have wings yet. I have balloon, which gives like quad jump and such, but it's definitely not enough. Okay. But yeah, Magico starting next Monday. I'm going back into Pokemon. It'll be mono fighting. I also need some Essence of a Loon, so I don't mind too much. But the big priority is being able to make the Ankh Charm, then making the Ankh Shield. Yoink. My dungeon in this biome is in a weird place, insofar that it's like nestled in underground almost at the end of the corruption. So I missed it on like my first pass. But yeah, like, when we talk about gacha, Azure Lane is one I still play. I like ships. It doesn't have an invasive anti-cheat. It's very free-to-play friendly because the bulk of the money they make off of is skins. And I haven't found any skins I want to buy yet, so I'll never give them money. So Azure Lane, for example, is one I do like. In the past, I had played Neural Cloud. That's the same company that makes Girls Frontline. I eventually stopped playing it because while I liked the game, a lot of the game modes either took too much time or they weren't overly enjoyable. So I had gotten to the point where I'm logging in to do the daily because it's a chore, and I didn't like it, so I stopped playing. I also played Blue Archive for a while. Yet another game that didn't have an invasive anti-cheat. I thought it was fun overall, but I didn't really love it. It very much turned into another one of the games where I'm only playing it to do the dailies, and I wasn't enjoying it, so I stopped playing it. I also played Arknights for a time, Arknights being the turn-based one, where you have like tiles and it's got like tower defense. Yet another one that didn't have an invasive anti-cheat, but I stopped playing it because anytime a new event came out, I basically had to look like a Google Doc and video on how to beat it, and sometimes I just didn't have the units needed to beat it, and it wasn't fun. I still play Azure Lane due to how free-to-play friendly it is. And that's probably the largest consideration for me to ever play it. I can look at it. I use an emulator to play mobile games. I'm trying to see if there's anything else we can get rid of that I know we don't need. I already have a lot of silk, so that's a non-issue. I can get more silver, not a big deal. That's funny. I'll definitely look into it and I'll let you know what I think. But as of now, I kind of have my hands full, you know? that is good. I'm glad they do give away stuff. Free-to-play monetization is very important to me. How ethical their business practices are also important to me. So far, I've been able to manage playing several gacha games without spending any money because I refuse to spend money on them. I also don't really like gacha games that have like a weapons banner because it's multiple layers of RNG. That is just like really unpleasant because you need to get the unit you want, then you need to get the weapon you want, then it needs to get the right rolls you want, and it feels unnecessary, you know. I can get rid of Platinum for now. I can get rid of Shackle. Let's grab the Magic Knife. Yeah, okay. The Blood Moon is over, so we're gonna go back to base, I think. Yes, let's put some stuff away. Yes, I absolutely played other games with people who like played the fuck out of Genshin. So, I am aware of that. Yeah, exactly. It's too much sometimes, you know. I remember there was a game that was lauded for being free-to-play friendly, and it very much had the issue of, okay, getting the units isn't bad, but then sometimes the weapon you need for the unit is only available during the event, and they haven't considered doing any reruns yet, and it's like, bruh. And then there'd be like certain modules or like artifacty type things for the character also only available during the event, so it was very FOMO. Okay, we're gonna be doing some quick stacks just so I actually have room. Magic Dagger, sadly, is not a material, so we don't need it. Banana Ring, also not a material, so we don't need it. Glorious End, not a material. We don't need it. Let me see what I need for what I'm doing with Palladium. Okay. That's fine. I think I do Palladium Pickaxe because it will help me mine better stuff. I think we're gonna go with that. Okay, let's see. Yes. Yeah, it is very much way too much for me, you know? And it's not something I want to deal with if I can help it, you know? So yeah, Palladium Pickaxe, that's going to be a big upgrade. We'll hold on to that for now. We are going to get rid of Legendary Molten Pickaxe. Until I have more money, I'm not going to bother reforging it. I'm very broke right now. Okay. We'll hold on to the rest of that for now. That is cool. I do like that for you. I'm glad that that's a thing. I already have a bunch of these, so we can definitely throw them away. All right. Yeah. Let's get back to the dungeon. The last thing we're going to do today is we're going to try to find the mechanic, just so we can get the stuff going for the, what's it called? Words are hard. Ankh Charm. Okay. So in Terraria, I like the building aspect. I like all the different like weapon sets. I like the various trinkets, the wings. I really like the core gameplay loop, I guess would be the thing to say about it, right? Probably the one thing I really don't like about Terraria is how complicated the crafting can be, insofar as making like Terraspark boots or making the Ankh charm. You need a massive flowchart to make stuff, and it can be a fucking pain in the ass to do so. But like you said, when you upgrade to like the next tier of gear, or you upgrade to a really good weapon, or like when I upgraded to my Terraspark boots, or when I upgraded to Spectre boots, when I upgraded to Lightning boots, all those things felt really good. When I upgraded to having my balloons, that felt really nice. When I have wings, that's gonna feel really good. When I have my Ankh shield with immunity to basically all the vanilla debuffs, that's gonna be an amazing feeling. Yeah, absolutely. And don't get me wrong, I'm no stranger to relying on a wiki. I've played Warframe, I've played Path of Exile. None of this is new to me, but it definitely could be less. There could be more support for it in game as well. And it's not very intuitive either, you know? Okay, we're almost at the dungeon. While Calamity does make Terraria a lot harder, I also like that, oh, you need X accessory that has like a 1% drop rate. Well, you can make it up now. And then they added way more content post-game, aka post-Moonlord. They changed up progression early game, which is nice. They did make some bosses harder. They also added a bunch of bosses, which was really nice. So yeah, now we're looking for the mechanic. Gold key, we do need that. I'm gonna hold Bone Welder, but I don't really need it. Don't need. We'll hold on to the extra chest, but we don't really need them. Okay. Just so I know where we've been. Yeah, very much so. Yoink, no switches. Ow. One day, there's a mechanic. Okay, that's huge. One day, I will absolutely mess with playing as a rogue, but you're not really gonna have stealth be a thing during bosses, especially if you're playing by yourself. And I primarily play Terraria by myself, so. Okay, I know I needed wire, but what else did I need? Let's check this while we're here. All right. Okay, so I already have a DPS meter, that's fine. I need a 1 second timer. And I need 15 wire. Okay. Okay, 1 second timer. Huge. Now I have those things. I don't do much with like automation or anything. my bases tend to be relatively simple. So I am glad that all this stuff exists, but realistically, I'm not gonna get it. I have an open space in my base anyways, so I don't really like need anything else outside of the things I needed to make fast clock. Let me read this. Okay. Yeah, when I first played Terraria, I went in pretty blind, and I really didn't understand that in order to progress, you have to beat bosses, and you need to make boss arenas realistically for most of the bosses. Then there's like certain things you pretty much need to have if you want to make it not suck, you know? Yeah. I mean, that was a choice you made. You chose not to use the wiki, so you only have you to blame for that. But, yeah, definitely not ideal. Alright. Oh, on the upside, I do need a shadow key, so that's, like, fine. But, go figure. Okay, what can I throw away, realistically? Throw away a chest, throw away a chest. I actually tried to fight Wall of Flesh last stream. I more or less didn't have the damage. I had the damage this time, but I ran out of wall, so I had to extend the wall a bit. I need a better weapon to farm Wall of Flesh. I'll probably have a better weapon to be able to farm Wall of Flesh sometime next stream. Gold keys are consumable, so we do always take those. I'm grabbing all the chests so I know they're gone, rather than being like, oh man, I need to loot this. Oh, there's nothing in it, Lamau. I do need a clock. We are gonna get rid of... Ow. I have a bunch of bottles at home. That's a non-issue. Okay. Yeah, I've played on Master Mode before. I also didn't know that Master Mode was, Master Mode doesn't have to be hardcore. I did not know that. And there's certain things that you can only get in Master Mode, so that was pretty cool, I thought, you know? I don't need... Yoink, you want to grab that? I got the thing in here I needed. So let's go back to base. Let's put a clock down just so I know what time it is at all times. Since I don't have the clock item yet. Let's put it here. There we go. Okay. I don't need a bone welder. Let's do it with some quick stacks while we're here. Okay. Bone welder. Reagents, do a quick stack. Ammo, do a quick stack. Move, move, move. No. No. Not right now, at least. Quick stack. We can definitely get rid of that. Hold on to the wires in here. Same with the timer. I already have a shield, so I'm probably gonna keep a spare of this because I know there's a second shield you can technically have, but it's more of a side grade, I think. Keep these. Get rid of the shinobi blade because I'm not being a rogue. Not right now, at least. No, I'd say that was good. We beat Wall of Flesh, we progressed into hard mode, we're slowly making our way through hard mode. Hard mode is a long time. I don't think it technically ends until, like, killing Moonlord. But even then, it might just be, like, hard mode 2 Electric Boogaloo. Let's put the money away for now. I mean, that's fine. Not everyone is going to approach something in the same way that others will. And I wholly get that, you know? Let's see, what was I trying to put away? Ah, yes, mushrooms. Mushroom! Alright. Let's look at a few more Pallas cats, and we're gonna find someone to raid. Let's see. When you want a powdered donut, and the powdered donut, they're actually sentient. While we're looking at this is Olive from the Pueblo Zoo 2023. I'm gonna edit the text because it turns out we did beat, we're out of pre-hard mode. Let's see. There we go. And if we want to learn more about Olive, we can click on Olive's name. Olive was Finn and Ting's daughter. She was born 2020 in Dakota, so that's probably the Midwest, maybe North Dakota, maybe South Dakota. Olive has... It's situational, but a lot of times I go with gun because chlorophyte bullets. Okay, so Olive came from a litter of Tina, Kai, Johan, and Isabel. Tina gave birth to several Pallas cats this year. She lives at the Columbus Zoo in Columbus, Ohio. Her husband is Moose. You can look at the pedigree of... I mean, it's situational. There's definitely some fights where a bow is going to be really good, and bow damage early on can be solid. You have like the bee bow, which turns the arrows into bees. There's a fire bow. There's the typhoon or the monsoon. There's definitely a lot of bows that can be good. And I'm pretty sure I did use several bows in Calamity at some point. But a lot of times, once I'm at like what would be considered endgame in vanilla, it's the Shroomite armor with ammo conservation potions, ammo conservation trinkets, either endless, if I'm doing like endless quiver, endless musket ball pocket if I'm doing like just I don't need the homing, then either chlorophyte or like ichor bullets, and that more or less gets the job done. That being said, post Moonlord in this, there were several fights where I just didn't have the damage with chlorophyte bullets, and I had to use like holy bullets, or I had to use like exploding bullets. And though I lost the ability to home, when I was able to hit them, it did like a lot of damage, you know. And now with this, we can actually look at Olive's pedigree. You can see that Olive was born out of Finn and Ting. You can see that Haru and Patenka gave birth to Ting. Ones that have the rainbow next to it shows that they crossed over the rainbow bridge into heaven. Morty and Delay gave birth to Finn. You can see that Tabby and Oscar gave birth to Haru. And if I wanted to, I could click on one of these Pallas cats and I could see more about them. Yes, yeah, exactly. Terra Spark, GPS, and Zenith, I think in vanilla, are like 3 items that have some of, if not the longest crafting chain to make them, you know. It's definitely not intuitive and I hate it. So yeah, let's look at Tabby, because Tabby's still alive. Tabby was born from Layla and Bayar. Tabby is still alive. She is 16 years old and she's living out her best days in a zoo in Japan. Tabby's older sister was Pecky. Tabby's older siblings are also Sebastian and Sylvie. Tabby is absolutely adorable. She's a very wise old lady. She gave birth to Haru, Saral, Shar, and Boar. Yes. Yeah, the shield is relative. The shield and the charm is still relatively intuitive. Tabby also gave birth to Honey, but I think Tabby rejected Honey for some reason, and she had to be taken care of by humans. She takes no nonsense, and we love that she takes no nonsense. She's been around for 16 years. She's super elderly. She has lots of wisdom and experience. And then this is Sunny at the Leningrad Zoo. Sunny sadly passed away. She looks very angry. Big old vampire two-fees, you know? Big fan. So let's find someone who's playing Terraria to raid. Lurkers, VOD friends, I hope you're doing well. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you for everyone who stopped by. I hope you have a good rest of your Meow Day and Tuesday. I will see you all tomorrow, 6 p.m. through 8 p.m. Eastern. Who is playing Terraria? Let's look at Pizza Plays. Let's make sure they're actually online. Yeah, I cut down my streams to about 2 hours every day because I'm trying to hit affiliate. Okay, so it's an ad, but they are still playing and we take that. So this will be Pizza Plays. They have titanium gear. They're working towards Moonlord. I think once they beat Moonlord, they're going to play something else. But titanium armor, it's like relatively close to endgame. I think titanium and vanilla is pretty up there as far as like the ore progression goes. So let's see. Okay. Magica, thank you for stopping by. I hope you continue to enjoy Tryharding Showdown. And if you're playing Terraria, mono fighting starting next week. Blaziken's going to be my starter because I can get several grass and water Pokemon before Misty. So that'll be a non-issue. I intentionally didn't use Blaziken in fire because I wanted to save Blaziken for fighting. So that'll be a good bit of fun. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. We will get through this eventually. All right.